My fiancée wants to become a tradwife, and now I'm calling off the wedding? We've been together 4 years, engaged for 1. Wedding set for July 14th. Venue booked. $200 deposit paid. Invitations ordered. 127 guests confirmed. 3 weeks ago, my fiancée brought up tradwife life after spending 6 hours straight on TikTok. I genuinely thought she was joking. She wasn't. She wants to quit her $42K retail manager job the day after we're married. Stay home, cook from scratch, dress like it's 1952. Serve me dinner on actual china her grandmother left her. Problem is, I make $56K doing accounting. We live in a 600 square foot apartment in Brooklyn that costs $2,100 a month. Between rent, utilities, my student loans at $340 monthly, car insurance at $180, and groceries, we have maybe $400 left each month for everything else. I told her we'd be eating ramen every single night if she quit. She said TikTok tradwives claim their husbands are always happy, and real men appreciate traditional values. I asked what she'd even do all day in our tiny place. Takes me literally 30 minutes to vacuum the entire apartment. She said, take care of you properly, the way wives used to. That creeped me out. She started following this one blonde TikToker who wears 1950s dresses and talks about joyfully submitting to your husband's leadership. My fiancé began practicing elaborate recipes every single weekend. Homemade bread that took 4 hours, pot roast, apple pie from scratch. She'd serve me dinner on a placemat and then just stand there beside the table, waiting for me to tell her it was good. When I asked her to sit down and eat with me like normal, she said, I already ate while cooking. A good wife eats after her husband. I told her that was weird. She said I didn't understand traditional marriage. 2 weeks ago, she bought $300 worth of vintage dresses on Etsy without telling me. Polka dots, Peter Pan collars, pearl buttons, the whole aesthetic. I saw the credit card charge and asked how we'd afford the wedding if she kept spending like this. She smiled and said, you'll provide for us soon anyway. That's what men do. Last Monday morning, her boss called me at 9:47 a.m. while I was at work. Asked where she was. She hadn't shown up in 3 days. Wasn't answering her phone. Hadn't called in sick. I felt my stomach drop. Drove home immediately, thinking something terrible happened to her. She was in the kitchen, wearing a full 1950s outfit, pearl necklace, red lipstick, baking chocolate chip cookies from scratch, smiling like nothing was wrong. What the hell? Your boss just called me. He's worried sick. Oh, I quit, she said casually, still mixing cookie dough. I'm preparing for married life. You quit? When? Why didn't you tell me? She set down the mixing bowl and walked over. Put both hands on my chest, looked up at me. A wife doesn't need to work. You're the man of the house now. You'll take care of us. I felt actually sick. We literally cannot afford this. I've told you that 10 times. We need your income. We'll make it work. Other couples do it. What other couples? The ones on TikTok? Those are influencers. That's their job. That's not real life. She reached into her apron pocket and pulled out her debit card. Held it out to me. Here, you manage all our money now. That's what the husband does. I watched a whole series about it. I didn't take the card. I'm not doing this. You need to call your boss right now and apologize. Try to get your job back. Her entire face changed. The smile disappeared. Eyes went cold. If you actually loved me, you'd want me home. You'd want a wife who takes care of you. That's when I finally understood. This wasn't about TikTok anymore. This was about control. About her creating some 1950s fantasy life that didn't exist and forcing me into it without my consent. I looked at her and said, the wedding's off. She stared at me for what felt like 10 full seconds, then started crying. Not sad crying. Angry, screaming crying. Yelling that I led her on for 4 years and promised her a future and ruined everything. I never promised her this. I promised her a partnership, an equal relationship. I left. Stayed at my best friend's place that night. Her mother called me at 6:30 a.m. the next morning. Didn't even say hello. Just started screaming. Called me selfish. Called me cruel. Said her daughter had already quit her job to be a good wife to you, and now I was abandoning her when she needed me most. Told me I owed her daughter a wedding after wasting her best years. I hung up on her. Yesterday, her younger sister texted me. Said my fiancé's been sleeping at their mom's house for 5 days now, spending literally 12 hours a day watching TikTok tradwife content, telling everyone in the family that I'm punishing her for wanting to be traditional, and that I'm too modern to appreciate a real woman. My own mom called this morning, asked if I was really calling off the entire wedding over housewife stuff. When I explained the whole situation, she went completely quiet for a minute, then said, wait, she quit her job without even telling you first? Yeah, Mom, she did. I'm not marrying someone who gets major life advice from an algorithm and makes massive financial decisions that affect both of us without even having a conversation about it first. The wedding venue called yesterday. Won't refund our $3,200 deposit. Non-refundable contract. Still way cheaper than a divorce would have been.